I got nothing.
Oh, we're supposed
We
to
have a
material.
special guest with us.
I may or may not have invaded their home.
Yeah, it's the hobo across the street.
Yes.
He's got a water gun. Save us.
Oh, I was going to say a knife, but okay.
You're not supposed to say what weapon he has.
Shring.
All right, so before we did this, I suggested to Austin we talk about cartoons.
All right.
But I guess before we jump into it, we should introduce everybody. Of course, I'm Conor, and then we got this nerd Austin,
Hey.
I'm Jacob.
also known as LOTWarrior.
Yep. We went to high school, so.
So that's how we know each other, and that's how he invaded our house.
Yep. I just walked in and was like, sup.
Now, if you'll excuse me for a second, I gotta dial 911.
All right.
So cartoons, I guess.
What was a cartoon you guys enjoyed very much when you were kids?
Well, back before it sucked, I really enjoyed Fairly Odd Parents.
I enjoyed it too.
Yeah, I remember watching that when I was like 6.
Because, at one point, I wasn't allowed to watch that. And I have no idea why. But it wasn't until this one day...
Maybe it's the Fairly Odd Moose. Or the Rubber Goose. Or the Chocolate Snake. Or the Birthday Cake.
Well, anyways, one day my aunt takes me out shopping, and we're looking around for... Well, looking at VHS tapes. Mm-hmm. And I find one for Fairly Odd Parents. And I believe it was a collection of superhero episodes. Oh. And my aunt buys that for me. My mom was pissed to find out I brought home a Fairly Odd Parents VHS tape.
I thought it was SpongeBob we weren't allowed to watch.
Well, we weren't allowed to watch that either. But I put it in, I did enjoy what I watched, and eventually we were allowed to watch Fairly Odd Parents.
She's except worse. Wait, what?
Do I need to censor this already?
You gotta censor something, right?
I used to watch Teen Titans, the cartoon.
The original, yeah.
The original.
That was another show I wasn't allowed to watch.
Not Go, but like the normal Teen Titans. Honestly, that show probably got me into comic books, or at least DC comic books.
The only thing I liked...
It would be really surprising if you watched Go as a kid.
The only thing...
Considering how recent it is.
That's a good point.
The only thing I liked out of Teen Titans Go was the song...
Oh no.
Hello?
Somebody's calling.
It was the song that came up in the song over... what was it? Sorry, we just got interrupted with a phone call. Well, Jacob did. Anyway, it was the Night Begins to Shine. It's a song that is supposed to have an 80s or whatever vibe to it, and I actually really liked the song and the special they had about the song. But other than that, I don't really like the series.
Since he's left the room, do we just keep going?
Yeah, we can keep going. Don't break the fourth wall. So yeah, that was the only thing I really liked about that series was that one special and the song they came out with that series with.
I saw a little bit of it when it first started, and I thought it had potential to be a good spinoff.
Yeah.
But after seeing some more episodes, it just got really, really freaking stupid, and I was just like, yeah, this is not a good show.
What are you guys talking about?
Teen Titans Go.
How bad it is.
The thing with Teen Titans Go is that it doesn't stay true to the comics very well.
It's more of a like a comic relief, like pick your nose and fart jokes kind of thing.
Yeah, well,
the thing is, just like a comic relief take on its own is fine, but when you just completely dumb down everything.
Well, no, I mean the thing is, like I remember somebody talking about Go. They in the original had an episode about this character named Red X. And it turned out to be Robin.
Yeah.
And then the Red X suit went missing, and there was a new villain named Red X.
Oh,
who
yeah.
was not Robin. So in the TV show, in Go, it kind of broke the continuity because they speculated on Red X. And some of the things that they said was it could be Jason Todd or it could be Tim Drake. Tim Drake, not so much, because Tim Drake's a cool guy, but... Jason Todd, he was kind of the evil Robin of all of the Robins. Yeah. And the thing is that if the Robin in the show is actually Dick Grayson, like they say he is, Tim Drake and Jason Todd wouldn't exist. Because Jason Todd was the Robin after Dick Grayson became Nightwing.
Huh.
So he would no longer be he wouldn't be Robin at all. He would be called Nightwing, and he would be like 20 something.
Well,
Yeah, and it kind of breaks the continuity, and it goes everywhere with stuff like that. Like, apparently Raven has a alternate identity called Lady Legasus.
Yeah, that one I didn't really get behind. I was like, what?
So, where did this come from? It kind of it kind of strays from the comics pretty well and messes with his own continuity. And
feel like I know this is weird considering it's a kid show, but I feel like it was for male viewers' interest.
I feel like they were trying to appeal to the teenage audience, and they didn't do a very good job.
Yeah, because
it's very much
here's something: My Little Pony wasn't meant for a male viewership, but it has a large male audience.
When
20-something-year-old men.
When I was
am
in
not
school,
one of them.
Neither am I.
By the way, this is gonna sound super nerdy. We had this thing called Minecraft Club, which we had after school, and we'd all go in and watch Minecraft, or play Minecraft, and just, we had our own dedicated server. It was just kind of fun, chill. This was in, like, middle school, and a lot of the guys in that class would go on the computers and watch My Little Pony, and I never got it.
Oh, gosh.
I thought you were going to say something worse, like porn.
No.
Well, it would be kind of hard to do that on a school computer.
Yeah, but they would watch, like, My Little Pony and stuff, and I always felt kind of weird. I was just like, this is a, like, little girl's
Yeah,
TV
I've
show.
had a few friends that were bronies, but, like, I never really questioned it or talked to them about it. I just like, okay, you do you.
I mean, some of them, like,
I watch shows with a lot of female characters sometimes.
You mean anime?
Well, yeah.
Like, most anime?
anime is not
Good
good
point.
unless it has cute girls in it. According to you.
Hunter x Hunter exists, and so does Dragon Ball.
I watch shoujo anime, and I'm sure that's intended for girls. But
I have no clue what that even means.
it means it's meant for girls. I'm pretty sure.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No, I thought that was
So, like, when we went to that bookstore earlier, there was a volume of Fruits Basket.
by the way,
that's a shoujo.
We went and wandered around the mall before we shot this.
Yeah, and there was a bookstore there, and they had a bit of manga. Well, the only thing I really cared about was Fruits Basket, but they only had like volume 7, so somewhere in the middle.
The only thing I really cared about was the ice cream.
Yes, we ate some ice cream too. It was.
I was looking
nice.
for books because God, I really want to read another book that was a lot like The Road. If any of the people that are watching have ever read The Road or watched the movie, it's about a son and a father in a post-apocalyptic world, and it's just really gritty and depressing and very much shows very good human emotion.
When I hear the term post-apocalypse, I think depressing and very gritty.
But it very much, it's like they talk about a lot in the book about carrying the fire. Well, what does the fire mean? It's like the will to survive, but not only just the will to survive, but the will to survive doing what you think is best. Not becoming an evil cannibal or someone who hunts other people for their stuff or someone who's willing to murder somebody else over something small. And the little kid, a lot of times in the book, is very much the giving sort. They at one point in the book, they find an underground bunker, and they are coming back up. They find a bunch of food. They stay in the underground bunker for a little while. This is also it's one of the funny things that happens in the book. This part of the comic relief is the kid says, "Thank God for Cheetos and Spam."
Okay, that's
like he's
good.
literally saying a prayer and he says, "Thank you God for Cheetos and Spam." But when they get out, they find this old blind man wandering the road. The blind man doesn't give them any trouble, but the father is just like, "Let's keep moving. The blind man's going to do what the blind man's going to do. We're going to do what we're going to do." And the little kid wants to have dinner with the blind man. He wants to give him some of the food that they got from the bunker. And the kid kind of insists on it. And it turns out that the blind man was around from before the war, and him and the father kind of talked about how things were before. And it was really a touching moment of levity. And I want to find books that are like very much show the human emotion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was looking for A Canticle of Leibowitz.
Ooh.
And Metro series, which they did adapt in the games. And
Yeah.
eventually I'm going to have you play them.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Also, when we were kids, we would put on our own quote-unquote TV shows. We pretend we were doing our own cartoons. We did several of them. At first, it started with us doing our own in the Mario series. We basically just be us talking, just being kids, pretending we were the characters in these cartoons. I still remember, like, we would, like, try to skidoo like they do in Blue's Clues.
I don't know what that was about.
You know, like, where they jump into the pictures and stuff.
Okay.
We were weird.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we were also huge fans of Blue's Clues as kids, so I guess I'm kind of interested in the reboot.
Me and my cousin... By the way, I don't know if any of the viewers know, I'm not really from the same area as these guys. I moved here about halfway through my life. And, where I used to live, me and my cousins used to act out video games. We would pretend like we were in video games.
I used to do that on my own.
But we were in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
We had a gigantic open field and right next to a trailer park. So we would go play in the field if we were in nature, and then we'd go play in the trailer park if we were in the city, which was just a bunch of people's trailers. And most of the trailer people knew my cousins, and they didn't really care. They knew they were good kids. And we would, like, act out levels from different video games.
Yeah.
And plots would carry over.
I remember doing that on my own, but not with you, because like I know there were some times where at school I would just run around the yard pretending I was Sonic running through different stages.
Not quite like that. I mean, like, almost like from, like something like, big sword guy, Cloud.
Cloud from Final Fantasy?
Final Fantasy, almost like from Final Fantasy, where you would wander around and then you would suddenly be attacked by, and it would be like, you know, a cat or a dog, but we'd initiate combat, and then we'd have somebody that was the monster, and we would like go back and forth, and the good guys always won. But I guess the entire point was we'd play this huge video game. It was really fun. We really didn't do like what you said you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it would be kind of hard to do with other people.
Since we're on the topic, what is your guys' favorite type of video game, like genre, or what kind of types of video games are you into?
I stick to like platformers, visual novels, RPGs. Usually like JRPGs, but my favorite game of all time is an RPG, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. I love that game.
When it comes to...
I also like Train Odyssey, Mario platformers, Sonic the Hedgehog. All kinds of visual novels. I play Katawa Shoujo, Doki Doki Literature Club, Lucid 9. Yeah,
I didn't know what half of those words meant.
Yeah, I can just go on and on and on about this stuff, and it's just going to go right over Jacob's head.
Yeah. I'm not very animation person.
Austin will understand at least some of it.
I mean, I understood Doki Doki Literature Club at least.
Well, Doki Doki Literature Club's like so mainstream now, like who doesn't know about it?
Now,
you also talk a lot about digging home.
So, basically, the genre that I'm into is like city building, simulation
like
for
Sims.
sure. I also like games that have a political point on them sometimes because, like, there's a game where I had to like run a country, stuff like that.
Welcome to communism.
That kind of thing.
I make all money. You give me all potato.
But yeah, so like money making, city building, political, simulation. So basically a lot of real world stuff sometimes. And Minecraft, basically resource collecting games too. Like, what was it called? There's a cliff based city building game. I forgot what it's called, but you're basically building in the year 2100 after a nuclear war from World War III. And they basically built artificial cliffs to build a city on top of those cliffs. And apparently they build these devices that purify the air from uranium radiation from a nuclear war.
That doesn't sound healthy.
Yeah. But they're high enough above the clouds that they're getting a small dosage, and they're wearing special suits if you look close enough.
Right. Let's hear about what kind of genres you're into.
I do RPGs a lot, but also a lot of like FPS games. I enjoy like Destiny 2, Halo, but also on like the RPG side, I like Skyrim, Fallout. I play Dungeons and Dragons. I do things, a lot of RPG stuff. I played some of the original Fallout games, 1 and 2. And just in general, doing RPGs, I like playing a character. That's why I did theater class in high school.
You know, it's kind of funny how, like, I'm all mostly Nintendo and then you're mostly Xbox.
Well, I wouldn't say mostly Xbox. It's just like
you
mostly...
You do a lot of Xbox compared to me.
I did study the history of Fallout. I don't know if it's
But then again...
Yeah, it was a 20-minute video to explain.
But then again, is it really that odd of a combination when Nintendo and Xbox are pretty much having sex with each other these days?
Yeah, freaking
we'll have
everybody's
to censor
just like,
that.
hey, Minecraft! Oh boy!
Because we got Nintendo Switch, Xbox crossplay for Minecraft.
Well, the game is so expansive. Like, you could continue to make mods. Like, they recently added a mod where you could vape, which there's controversy behind that, which I'm not going to get into. I'm not political in this video. But Minecraft, it'll be around. It'll be around.
Political video game.
It'll be around for a while at least. It's already had its 10-year anniversary this year.
And people still play it.
People
got a resurgence.
Still make it on. There's still updates. There's people on Xbox still playing it.
I mean, I don't play it as actively as I used
PC,
to, but I get to points where I'm really into playing.
And there's mods I'll find where I'll be looking up. I was like, okay, what can I find with if I type in this specific like item or thing? Like I've looked up nuclear war mod packs, all kinds of stuff. Like
a lot of the mod packs I like for Minecraft. Game Active hates, which is the expert, I think he called them, mod packs, where everything's super tweaked and it's kind of hard to start off, and you end up with like flint weapons and tools, and eventually you like go on to like do everything under the sun, and eventually you get like draconic evolution, and
he's one of those where it's got to be more of a steady flow.
Oh yeah, you know? Like he's been working on that one mod pack that was supposed to be tough, the Salty Spittoon.
I'm not going to spoil it, but I've already played through it, and I died after 3 days.
I played one of the single hardest ones I think I've ever played, which was called Terra Firmacraft.
Oh. I've heard of that one.
It's so realistic. If you don't put up pillars in certain places, if you dig underground, it will collapse and kill you. You have to mix metals at certain qualities and quantities to be able to get things like steel, bronze, copper, stuff like that. You also have to be able to manage like food and water and be able to plant crops and grow crops in certain seasons and make sure that you time, like you can put them into like sealed vessels so that they last longer. You have to know which nutrients all of the crops need.
Jesus.
You have to know what animals breed and come out when and eat and drink when and stuff like that.
Oh, good lord.
So
it was fun though. It was really fun. It was like jumping into the middle of the wild and being like, don't die. So, good luck.
I was going to say.
So do you remember back in high school, back when I went by Dollar Luigi online?
That was up until very recently.
Yes.
So that's a large point of time.
So you drew this fan art for me, and you told me to show it on my channel and say it was for my anonymous stalker.
I remember you telling me.
So please help. We're trying to dial 911.
It's their anonymous stalker. I drew that because I don't know, I thought it was really cool that one of my other friends had like a YouTube thing.
Yeah, I tried doing YouTube.
I didn't get mine until 2013.
I found it because
that was it.
I think it was about a year or two later that I found that doing like review type stuff and all this other stuff in my voice, it just felt more natural to me. It's just I've gotten to a point where I've gotten a bit too lazy to work on that stuff, which is bad because I need to get back into doing it at some point. I gotta get some spooky videos out for Halloween.
I would probably say.
Oh yeah, I gotta do that too.
I've appeared in like 12 plus people's videos.
I don't think you have any of your own.
I don't have any of my own.
But you've appeared in a lot of different YouTube videos.
I got my YouTube channel up and going last year,
and
I stopped.
The three of us have all been in a Minecraft series called Modern Moderation Server Play. Being a part of that's been a blast.
Let's just say that was probably our most successful series out of all of them.
Because we actually managed to finish.
Regardless of views. But
the ones that we stopped early because things happened.
Oh god.
Yeah, we had issues with recording in other ones. Yeah. I tried doing some of my own, but there was always something wrong with the recording.
Yeah, sometimes we'd like start recording something and then like Connor's game would just refuse to work, or like Game Active wouldn't be able to log on to the server for some reason.
Yeah.
So we'd have to kill it like 10 sessions in and it would be dead, and you guys will never see those.
Yeah, it really sucked, because some of these had some really damn good commentary.
Like half the stuff from Random Quotes is probably from those.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff in the Random Quotes section of my Discord server comes from sessions we play together that aren't actually going to go out there.
The best part is using them as death quotes when people die.
Yeah, so people
you got flushed down the toilet. Dollar Luigi drowned.
So speaking of that, we have not done a series that's actually been put out yet that actually has the death quotes displayed.
Oh
yeah, that's right.
We've played a little bit.
We've
together.
Tried to, but it's never been done.
And then people have schedule conflicts or it doesn't want to work. And
yeah, it actually got to a point where Game Active put together a spreadsheet for us to put our names down on.
I believe.
And nobody put their spreadsheet, but me and Connor put their name on the spreadsheet, but me and Connor, Austin.
I gotta do that. Still.
I think Ruby put his on there. Too.
I gotta do mine still.
Yeah, I took a look at it. And
I lean over and stare at him.
Yeah, I took a look at it. And I'm like, oh, I need to change my username. So I changed my username, and I realized there was a day I wasn't available anymore, so I had to mess with that. And yeah.
But yeah,
me and Game Active have played a little bit together without you guys, by the way.
Yes,
we played some mod packs that were.
I still remember hearing about how
Game Active Democracy or the Game Active.
I couldn't get that one to work for some reason.
It was fun.
I still remember when I went out. I went outside and took a walk one time, and I remember you called the house, and you and Game and everyone else playing were just like, "Wait, Connor went outside?"
Yeah. It was just like, I hope he's okay. He doesn't usually go for walks.
I mean, I usually do that when I'm upset and need to clear my head, and sometimes I just feel like going for a walk.
He got stuck behind a train right before a recording
session one time.
English.
Those videos, my recordings never went up, but thankfully Game Active recorded it from his perspective, so all of his stuff's up. But because of that, there's an entire session that never got uploaded.
Yeah. It's funny because I feel like Game Active secretly hates me, but we always end up on the same team, or at least doing the same things.
He just wants to keep an eye on you.
He's just like we'll end up we'll be like, we need power generation, then we'll both start individually working on it, and then Game Active will be like, hey, do you need something? And I'll be like, okay, yeah, sure. And then I'll go work on his, and he'll come work on mine, and we end up working together anyway, even though we're on separate teams.
Yeah, I probably know the least about a lot of the Minecraft stuff we're working with.
See, I feel like that's why Game Active and me always end up working together, because we're the ones that are specialized in some, the higher tier tech mods and stuff.
Well, what's interesting is I've gotten a lot better with the tech mods. Pretty much the only one here who's really a noob when it comes to them is you.
Yeah.
But other than that...
I think part of the reason is because I don't really play Minecraft as much as everyone else in our group. But, I mean, I still enjoy Minecraft, don't get me wrong.
Active has taught me to use JEI. You guys to help me get through shit.
You guys are gonna hate me, but I've recently been learning Minecraft command blocks, so I can make it rain fish on you just because why not?
Oh,
or
don't give
smite you with lightning.
Don't give
or make you just disappear.
Hey, just don't give Desmo any powers.
Yeah.
He made it rain boats on our property and killed the series that we wanted to take seriously.
Oh yeah, he destroyed.
That was Modern Moderation Server Play Season 1, wasn't it?
I don't remember. All I know is that you're like, I want to take this series seriously. This is my series. I want to do this.
Wasn't it Super Dollar Luigi World or something?
Oh yeah, that one never got anywhere. But I was trying to take it seriously, even though I was doing something joking around.
I had the smell tree all up and already, and we were gonna.
And me and Game Active already had everything, and we were really bored because we were waiting for everybody to get to where we were, and.
But yeah, it was.
What?
I just noticed that you guys have a Ruby Chibi thing.
Yeah.
That was a birthday
when I graduated, one of my friends came over to my
graduation present,
and he handed me a few things, and well, that's the name of the guy.
No, I meant
it's a Jean Arc figure. But the thing is, at my graduation party, he's giving me all this stuff, and I'm just thinking, dude, did you get me enough shit?
Oh, gosh.
He got me that, several notebooks, a collection of baseball cards, a Nintendo eShop $10 card.
I thought we had more Mario action figures.
You know what I got for my graduation?
We had one more Mario figure, but...
I got a pen.
Ooh.
That's it. A pen and a piece of paper that says, congratulations, you're not a dumbass.
And that Maroon 5 poster just came with the album.
Oh.
So... And speaking of, they just put out a new song just
literally this last week.
Literally just this week.
I feel like me and your father would get along with our music tastes.
Yeah, because like I've known for a while you've been into like a lot of the old stuff. And,
yeah.
Like personally, I'm not really crazy about a lot of the older stuff, but one thing I will say about the older stuff is most of it does not sound like shit like a lot of the newer stuff.
I was gonna say
there's some weird like Queen songs or some like weird like Beatles songs that you're just like.
I got songs from pretty much every decade back from today all the way back to actually 1950 because some of the songs from 1950 I've actually heard and actually liked, which is weird because each decade is really different.
It's funny because I got into some of the older songs, like really old songs, because of Fallout.
Oh yeah,
the radio in Fallout only plays songs from the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Well, yeah, because the era of the society is still based in the 50s all the way up into the 2000s, right?
Yeah. Speaking of like
yes, it is.
Games that play music like that they have to like get a license and stuff for.
Yes.
Cars the video game does that, and that's where I heard a lot of different songs.
See, I feel like
the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games.
Yep, I remember that.
Like the one I'm most familiar with is the one everyone's familiar with. It's by Goldfinger. Forgot what it was called.
How does it go?
Oh yeah, it's called Superman by Goldfinger.
Nope.
Yeah, it's one that a lot of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
I was thinking Kryptonite by Three Doors Down, but
I know. When it comes to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, like I'm most familiar with 1 and 3, but I do own 4. I own 3 and 4. I used to have access to 1, but I don't anymore.
I feel like the game that I feel like did it best was Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yes.
If you guys have ever played that game, you can go into the selection wheel and there is literally a station for almost every genre. And each one of those stations has probably like as much music as you put on like an iPod. It has like I think it has like 20 or 30 songs, individual songs that it circles through.
There was a Maroon 5 song on one of the stations when I stole somebody's car.
Do you know which song it was?
Moves Like Jagger.
Okay, that's not surprising. That was one of their most popular songs. Somehow.
There was some songs. Honestly, I heard some songs on that radio station that I didn't know before, and I like now. Like "Lonely Is the Night" by Billy Squier. That was a really good song.
Yeah. I've heard that one.
And I didn't know it existed until I listened to it. And then of course there's some like Radio Gaga, which I've heard a lot, and I don't particularly like the song. It sucks that it got put in that game.
Oh well.
I mean, it's still not my number one most hated song. I still hate Benny and the Jets so much.
My mom will start breaking out and into that song every now and then.
Yeah, I hate that song so much.
If I'm here and I hear that song, I will go running into the middle of the road and try to get hit by a car.
So, while we're still talking about music, let's talk about Weird Al.
Oh.
Gosh, I love most of his parodies.
I haven't heard a lot of the newer ones, but I mean, I remember like Aluminum Foil.
Yeah, he hasn't
was a parody of Royal.
He hasn't really put out a whole lot since 2014.
Yeah.
Like, he sung the theme song to Milo Murphy's Law, and that's a pretty good cartoon.
He actually is the main character.
And he voices the main character, too, so that's pretty cool, too.
I've seen him, I think he was in a music video.
The last I heard, the last song he put out, it wasn't actually a parody or anything, so I was a little disappointed, but it had to do with Hamilton, since that seemed to get popular in recent years for some reason.
Oh, the music video was... that he was in
the Africa Weezer remake. Did a cover of Africa, and Weird Al was in the music video, and it was great.
Yeah, that was great. Well, guys, these podcasts, we usually do them for about 30 minutes.
Well, we're approaching 30 minutes now, it looks like.
So, if you got topics you want us to talk about, or if anyone at all actually watches this channel, please comment below what you want us to talk about next time.
Well, last I heard, one person watched, they left a comment, but that's only because I made a post about this on Reddit, saying like, hey, I started a podcast.
Alright, because...
Use that Reddit fame, boy. Use that Reddit fame.
Like, I heard that Reddit can be a good way to grow your channel, but you have to, like, be careful of, like, the Reddit rules and stuff, and try not to break them, because, like, I've been banned in my early Reddit days for spamming, And I don't really remember doing a whole lot.
I don't even have honestly, I don't even have a Reddit thing. I use Reddit occasionally. I look at our things like shitty car mods and stuff like that.
I'm more likely to look at Twitter than I am on Reddit. So if you want to talk to me, you can find me on Twitter.
All right.
At something.
At Renkoro. I was going to drop a picture or whatever.
It'll be in the link in the description below.
I'll probably put a link to it, because I'm pretty sure I put a link in our first podcast.
You can't talk to me, don't bother. No. Do not contact me.
Alright, so any closing thoughts?
No.
Okay, time's up.
I would say that's probably all I have to say this time. I will see you guys, or talk to you guys in the next podcast we'll do. We don't know if we'll have a special guest.
Yeah, because they can't see us and we can't see them, but they can hear us. All right,
signing off.
This is the end.